We have a Samsung dryer we bought when we moved into the house. It's 5 years old. It started making a ridiculously loud squealing noise. It's more noticeable when the clothes first go in, when they're heavier and wet, and it starts to go away when they start getting drier. This has been running for a while. This isn't the noise that it was making, but you can still hear that it's got a bit of a noise. Yeah, that's not normal. So we did a YouTube search and found that perhaps the belt could be bad, or these casters that go on either side of the drum. 2 of them, just 4 in the box. 2 of them go in the front, 2 of them go in the back. The kit came with a new belt and a new tensioner bolt. So I've studied that guy's video a few times that described how he took this apart, and that's what we're going to try to do tonight. We'll stop the dryer, get the clothes out of it, pull it away from the wall, take it apart, see what we can find. Key thing is we're going to want to do is replace these. These are the upgraded ones that have a metal bushing instead of a plastic bushing. And then while we're there, we'll take a look to see if there's any cracks or problems with the belt. I don't think this is our problem. I think this is our problem, but while we're in there, I might as well take a look and fix it both. So, here we go. Okay, so we have to close out, got those folded up. So to be clear, as I start jumping into this, I have no idea what I'm getting into, what it's going to look like, or if this is even the right solution. So, never done this before. Here, we're relying a lot on what we saw on the internet, so good job, guy who did that documentary for us. Instructional video. That was nice. But here we go. Alright, so when I got this cleaned up a bit, run the vacuum, and I was looking at these again to see, like, watch this one. It doesn't spin very well at all. This one. You can see that. Really nice. So I'm definitely going to take this one off. We're going to take them both off, but I want to take this one off first. Put the new one on. Give it a spin. See if it does that, and then maybe we are on the right track. Maybe this is the bad one. All right, so I had to retreat out to the garage. There just wasn't enough room in our laundry room to work with this beast, and that nut on there was extremely tight. But I've changed this one. This was the one, if you recall, that when you spun it, it vibrated and it's kind of sticky. This was the one that was still good. Spin it. It still spins rather well. This is the new one. It spins quite well. It's a bit noisy compared to the original, but this one at least now spins freely. So we are going to replace that one. I just thought I'd bring the camera back out and show you what we're doing here. Well, this looks a little bit different than we left it. There was no getting around it. We had to take the drum out, which I really didn't want to do, because down here is the pulley, tensioner pulley, which just is on that spring, runs off of this drive. That's gears grooved for the belt. I really didn't want to have to take that out, because this seems nearly impossible to put back on, because when you look at it this way, that's how you look at it when the drum is in. There's no real way to put your arm in there able to get the belt back on. So it's just going to be a field job trying to get that on. However, in order to get that out, it has to come forward. Because as you can see, all the screws are from the other way. They're holding on, you know, components and covers and stuff like that. But there are 3 screws on each side that holds this in, coming from the back. You undo that. You think you can slide the drum out just enough to be able to pull that out. But you got this ductwork that's attached here. It's tabbed in that you're gonna have to pry to get off. And you got that, which we've never used, but it's for the steam dry that runs back into the back. Well, actually that's the lead that comes up to the spray nozzle. And the spray nozzle is then hooked to the hose in the back, which those are gonna need to be disconnected for the panel to come out. So it was inevitable that that drum had to come out. So that's good and bad. It's a bit of a trick perhaps to put back in. We'll see. Hopefully we haven't destroyed the dryer by doing this. But at least now we can also replace this cinch that came in our pack. So got a new one of these. I'll also have a new belt, but I don't believe there's anything wrong with our belt. I looked at it pretty carefully. I like the idea of using the original belt over that new belt just because of how it came in the packaging. Maybe if I unpackage it, it'd probably be all right. But it doesn't seem like it's stretched. It's not cracked. And at least it's the right shape. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit more. Try to get those out because I do believe these are in the same condition as the ones that one that was in the front. That just, they don't spin freely. There he is, folks, star of the show. Hey Chase, how's it going?
Good.
What are we doing?
We're fixing this for...
Getting it so it doesn't squeal anymore when it's drying the clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite the job, isn't it? Yeah. I think we'll get it though. We're nearly there. We've got 3 out of 4 casters changed and we're nearly finished. What do you think? Thumbs up? Perfect. All right, so the pulley wasn't so hard to change. Obviously, since we had the drum out, it's kind of right there in the open. So to do that, really all we needed to do was, you can see it yet. Where is that? There you are. Sorry, camera angle's bad. This screw, this nut / screw right there, you undo that. That allows this, it's got a shoulder on it, so it allows it to go up and down. Then you just need to make sure that the spring is in the holders in the right spots. We got the back, put that back in. I couldn't figure out how to get that water thing off, so we just kind of had to manage with this in this chamber, which really wasn't too bad. Spin so much better. Spin freely. No vibrations. They seem to go for a bit of time. This I thought was the ductwork. This is the heating element, is what this contraption actually is. And those are just some guides to tell you where to replace this in. In order to get this off, to slide out of that, there's a screw right here, right there. Undo that. This whole unit slides out. So as you can see inside there, I don't know if you can see, that looks like that's the heating element to me. And I thought I had it. Remember how I said there was 6 screws in the back? There was actually 7. There's one way in the bottom underneath there. So I undid that. The whole thing slid forward. Thought I had it. But there's another one right down here that was holding it in the bottom. So there's 3 along this side. I don't know if you can see them. 3, 1, 2, 3 on the outside. So there's a total of 7. thought I'd just come down here and show everyone the model number of the dryer. So it's a Samsung dryer. Its model number is DV395ETPASU/A1. So, like I said at the beginning, this is about 5 years old. Started out, the reason why we did this effort was because when we put freshly from the washer into the dryer, it just squealed like crazy. As the clothes got a little drier, it quit to some extent, but still made a pretty decent noise. As we can see now, we give it a little shut, make sure it's shut. Powered on. Start it up. And it seems like it's gonna be all fixed.